Today we're going to be going over how to install a canopy hood vent on this tile backsplash. So here's what the canopy hood vent looks like. It also has these panels on the side that are going to kind of cover it up and make it look decent. So the one I'm installing can be vented or the air can be recirculated. Today I'm going to be venting it. That's usually the best option. So I won't be going over how to cut the hole in the ceiling or anything like that. I'll be just going over how to attach it and how to wire it up. Now the hood vent can be mounted to drywall, but in this case I do have blocking back here. So I'm going to be able to secure it to that. That's going to be a lot better, but most of these do come with heavy duty drywall anchors that can be used as well. Now, a couple things here. If you have a gas top, you want to be at least 27 inches up from that for the bottom at a minimum. But if you have a electric top, you want to be up at least 24 inches. And that's just because of the heat that it puts off in the flame. But in either case, you want to make sure you check your instructions and see what it says in there as well. Now, once we have our height determined, we can go ahead and mark our height here. And then what we want to do is find the middle. We want to have this going up the middle of our range here. So fortunately I have this tile backsplash. I can kind of go off of that. And it's about 30 inches. So my middle is going to be 15 here. Now that we know our height and we have our center marked, we can go ahead and place our template. Easiest way to do this is to draw a level line and then place our template on that line and make sure it's centered. Now I'm just verifying that it is level. Now when drilling holes in tile, you want to make sure you use a tile bit or a diamond bit just to make sure you don't crack the tile. Now, I thought I had blocking back here, but I do not, so I'm just going to have to put in a drywall anchor here, but I need to make this a little bit bigger. Now I want to extend my center line up so that when I put in the bracket that holds the metal cover up, I know that it's in line with the hood vent. Now I'm going to temporarily put the hood vent in place so that I know where to drill the lower screw holes. Now we can go ahead and mount the hood vent using all 4 screws. Now I'm going to go ahead and temporarily install the vent transition. This way I can start putting the metal ductwork together and I know how long to cut my last piece. Now because the ductwork in the ceiling is offset, I do need to install a round adjustable elbow. I'm also using rigid ductwork, which is going to be required by code in most areas. If you're unsure about the code in your area, I would definitely recommend checking your local regulations. Either way, I recommend using rigid ductwork as it requires little to no maintenance as long as you regularly clean your range hood filters. In contrast, flexible ductwork tend to accumulate grease over time. Now we can go ahead and remove the transition vent and start putting the ductwork together. Now we want to take some aluminum tape and just seal around all our joints. The reason I don't do this beforehand is because I know I'm going to have to move it around once I get it in place. Now we can start with the electrical. And if you haven't already, make sure you shut your power off at the breaker box. In this case, I'm going to be directly wiring the hood vent in, so I need to remove the plug. With the plug removed, I'll go ahead and feed the Romex through the cable clamp. Then tighten the cable clamp down once I have plenty of wire through. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my wires back and start stripping them. Now for my connections, I'm going to be using Wago 221 lever nuts versus standard wire nuts, mainly because I think they hold better and they're just easier to work with. So when I strip the sheathing back, I want to make sure I strip back less than the length of the lever nut, or around a ½ inch. In most cases, the wiring should be pretty standard. White to white, black to black, green to bare copper, or bare copper to bare copper. But in some cases you may have different colored wires, so make sure you check with your instructions. Now in most cases I do tend to use a wire nut on my grounds, but you could definitely use another Wago 221 lever nut. Now before I put the cover on, I'm going to go ahead and turn the power back on and test the hood vent out. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you get notified as soon as the next video comes out. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below, so let me know what you think or if you have any questions. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.